So the fallout from Kevin McCarthy's, leaked audio tapes of the conversations he was having with lawmakers, during the run-up to January 6th, even after January 6th, Kevin McCarthy is facing, pretty significant calls for his ouster from his own Republicans. So yesterday, Wednesday, McCarthy holds a meeting with the Republican caucus where he basically explains that, hey, everything's cool, folks. Yeah, I said those things, but don't worry. I'm here for you. I love you. In fact, let me read this from CNN. McCarthy defended the remarks as saying they needed to discuss every scenario, and the tapes only included a portion of his comments and don't have the full context. He also said that he doesn't talk about GOP members publicly and only does in private, and if there are any problems, they should discuss the matter privately. So, hey, guys, I'm saying these things in private, right? I'm not going out there and attacking you. I'm your friend. I'm your buddy. But as soon as your back is turned, right, I'm going to trash you. But hey, don't worry. These were all also taken out of context. And, we never actually did any of the things we were talking about. I'm still your guy, right? CNN also reports that among the attendees at this Republican meeting on Wednesday was Marjorie Taylor Greene, who was offered an opportunity to speak. Sources familiar with the conversation say that it did not get contentious. There was no arguing, there was no bickering, there was no yelling, there was no fighting. So you know what this tells me? It tells me that Kevin McCarthy might be okay. It tells me that Republicans, regardless of how badly their images are being hurt right now, they're still a united front. And honestly, folks, that's probably the worst possible scenario to come out of all of this, right? We're all sitting here hoping that Republicans, with these revelations, are going to absolutely rip each other apart. And that, of course, would benefit Democrats heading into the midterms, right? But that's not happening. Sure, there's a couple of Republican voices out there, led by people like Matt Gaetz, calling for McCarthy's ouster. They don't want him there, telling him you shouldn't be the leader anymore. Okay. But that's not a majority of these Republicans. You still got a couple hundred in that House that are uniting behind him. They still back him. They still support him. And his idiotic comments trying to downplay what we've all heard with our own ears at this point are apparently working. That's how dumb these Republicans really are. Like, McCarthy is using the Republican campaign tactic against his own fellow lawmakers. Oh, sure, I said the things that are really horrible, but come on. You don't actually believe it, do you? That's how Republicans get the average, Joe voter to go out there and question their own reality. McCarthy's using the same thing against his Republican caucus, and it's working. There are going to be divisions within the Republican Party. Absolutely. We have seen that over the last couple years here. We're seeing it now. It is increasing, but it's not increasing to the point where it's going to let Democrats cruise to an easy victory in November. Republicans are still on track to take back the House of Representatives. It's going to take a hell of a lot more revelations, possibly even some bigger revelations, to really drive them apart. And I'm not saying that that can't happen. I am saying, however, that it can't happen soon enough. If you've got the tapes, release them all. This slow drip crap isn't working. If Democrats want to have any chance, they need to be calling for all of these tapes to be released, all of the text messages to be released, for everything to be released for the public to see who these people are. That is the only way you're going to get the Republicans to tear each other apart. This is Hattie. Hattie wants to know why you have not subscribed to our channel. You obviously like our videos, so do us a favor and subscribe.